A woman chosen by God does not wander aimlessly through life, nor does she live according to the world's standards. She is led by purpose, directed by faith, and empowered by divine guidance. She understands that her existence is not a random occurrence, but a deliberate orchestration of God's will. From the moment she recognizes this truth, she no longer moves without direction. She walks with intention, knowing that every step she takes is part of a greater plan. This woman is not defined by external circumstances. She does not allow failures, disappointments, or delays to shake her belief in her calling. She knows that purpose is not about comfort, but about commitment. It is about aligning her life with God's will, even when the path is unclear. She does not waste time comparing herself to others because she understands that her journey is uniquely designed for her. She understands that her journey is uniquely designed for her. What others have, what others achieve, and where others go do not deter her from staying on course. Her faith is her compass, and she trusts in God's timing. She does not force doors to open or chase after things that are not meant for her. Instead, she stands firm, knowing that when the time is right, everything will align in her favor. She has the patience to wait and the discernment to recognize when God is leading her in a new direction. She does not resist change, nor does she fear uncertainty, because she knows that God is always in control. This kind of woman understands that purpose is not about perfection, but about obedience. She does not have all the answers, nor does she claim to. But she knows that her steps are ordered. She wakes up every day with a sense of direction, knowing that even the smallest actions contribute to something greater. She does not seek approval from people because she knows that her validation comes from God. She does not compromise her values to fit into spaces that are not meant for her. A woman walking in divine purpose does not waste time on things that drain her energy or pull her away from her calling. She is careful about what she allows into her life, what she watches, listens to, and surrounds herself with. She protects her mind and spirit because she understands that distractions are one of the greatest weapons the enemy uses to derail chosen individuals. She does not engage in meaningless conversations, toxic relationships, or environments that do not align with her purpose. When challenges arise, she does not give up. She understands that obstacles are part of the process. In fact, she expects them. She knows that every person called to something greater will experience trials designed to strengthen and refine them. She does not see struggles as punishment, but as preparation. While others may complain or question why they are facing difficulties, she remains steadfast, knowing that every hardship is shaping her into the person she is meant to become. A woman of purpose carries a quiet confidence that does not need to be announced. She does not seek attention or validation because she is secure in her identity. She does not follow trends or chase after temporary success because she is rooted in something deeper. She does not let society dictate what success looks like for her. Instead, she follows the voice of God, knowing that true success is not measured by worldly achievements, but by fulfilling her divine assignment. She is also a woman of action. She does not sit and wait for opportunities to come to her. She prepares for them. She invests in herself, sharpens her skills, and works diligently even when no one is watching. She does not expect things to be handed to her, nor does she feel entitled. She understands that faith without works is dead, so she takes steps toward her destiny. She moves forward with determination, trusting that as she puts in the effort, God will open the right doors. Despite her strength, she remains humble. She does not use her gifts for personal gain, but to uplift and serve others. She knows that her purpose is not just about her, but about the lives she is meant to impact. She does not seek to be in the spotlight, but her presence is felt wherever she goes. She carries an anointing that draws people in, not because she is trying to be noticed, but because the light within her cannot be ignored. This woman also understands the power of faith. She does not waver when things do not go as planned. She does not allow fear to control her decisions. She moves with boldness, believing that God will make a way even when she cannot see one. She knows that faith is not about having all the answers, but about trusting the one who does. When faced with uncertainty, she does not panic, she prays. When faced with rejection, she does not break, she learns. When faced with opposition, she does not retreat, she stands firm. The world may not always understand her, and that is okay. A chosen woman is not meant to fit in, she is meant to stand out. She does not lower her standards to accommodate others, nor does she shrink herself to make others comfortable. She knows that she was created for something greater, and she refuses to settle for anything less. Her journey is not easy, but she embraces it. She knows that being chosen comes with responsibility. She is aware that her life is a reflection of God's glory, and she carries herself accordingly. She does not allow temporary setbacks to make her forget the promises spoken over her life. She continues to walk with her head held high, her heart full of faith, and her spirit unshaken. And in the end, she knows one thing for certain: God does not choose people at random. He calls those who are ready, those who are willing, and those who are prepared to walk in faith. She is not perfect, but she is chosen, and that is enough. A woman chosen by God carries a light that cannot be dimmed. It is not something she has to force or pretend. It is simply who she is. She radiates a presence that others can feel when she walks into a room. There is something about her that draws people in, not because of external beauty or charm, but because she carries the presence of God within her. She doesn't have to announce that she is chosen. The evidence is in the way she moves, the way she speaks, and the way she lives her life. This light is not a result of her own doing. It comes from her deep connection with God, a relationship that has been built over time through prayer, faith, and obedience. She is not perfect, but she is intentional. She knows that to be chosen is to carry responsibility. She understands that the light she carries is not just for her own benefit, but to inspire, guide, and uplift others. Her presence is one of peace. In a world full of chaos, she remains steady. While others may be overcome by fear, anxiety, or doubt, she stands firm in the promises of God. People may not always understand why she is so calm in the face of challenges, why she does not panic when things don't go as planned. It is because she trusts that everything is working together for her good. She does not allow the negativity around her to enter her spirit. Instead, she guards her peace, knowing that her strength comes from the stillness of knowing who she belongs to. A woman chosen by God carries wisdom that is beyond her years. She does not speak just to be heard. She speaks to bring clarity, healing, and truth. Her words are not empty, they carry weight. She knows the power of her tongue, and she does not use it carelessly. She does not engage in gossip, negativity, or meaningless conversations. She speaks with purpose, and when she does, people listen. This wisdom does not come from books or experience alone. It comes from God. She understands that true wisdom is not about knowing everything, but about seeking God in everything. She does not make rash decisions. She prays before she moves. She discerns before she acts. She listens before she speaks. She is not easily swayed by emotions, nor does she allow the opinions of others to dictate her choices. She follows the voice of God, even when it does not make sense to those around her. Her light is not just in her words, but in her actions. She leads by example, not by force. She does not need to demand respect because she commands it with her character. She is kind but not weak. She is loving but not naive. She is forgiving but not foolish. She knows that being chosen does not mean allowing others to take advantage of her. She sets boundaries not because she is selfish, but because she values what God has placed inside her. She does not allow just anyone access to her energy, her time, or her space. She walks with grace. Even in difficult seasons, she does not crumble. She understands that storms will come, but she also knows that they will pass. She does not allow temporary trials to break her spirit. She does not let disappointments make her bitter. Instead, she grows. She learns. She evolves. She turns pain into purpose, struggles into strength, and setbacks into setups for something greater. People may look at her life and think she has it easy, but they do not know the battles she has fought in private. They do not see the prayers she has prayed, the nights she has cried, or the sacrifices she has made. A chosen woman has walked through fire and come out refined. She has been tested, but she did not break. She has been betrayed, but she did not become hardened. She has been rejected, but she did not lose faith. What makes her different is not that she has never struggled, but that she never gave up. She has faced situations that would have destroyed others, but she survived because she was never alone. God was with her in the fire, in the storm, in the wilderness. And because of that, she shines even brighter. She knows that her light is not for her own glory, but to reflect the goodness of God. A woman chosen by God does not chase after people or things. She does not beg to be accepted, loved, or validated. She knows her worth. She understands that what is meant for her will find her. She does not compromise her standards to fit into spaces that are not meant for her. She walks away from anything that does not align with her purpose. She trusts that what God has for her is far greater than anything she could ever chase after. Her presence is magnetic, but it is not because of external factors. It is because of the God within her. She does not have to prove herself to anyone. She does not seek attention, but she cannot be ignored. Her confidence comes from knowing that she is chosen, loved, and covered. She does not need validation from the world because she is already approved by God. Even in her quiet moments, her presence speaks volumes. She does not have to be the loudest in the room to be noticed. She does not seek to be seen, yet she is seen. She does not seek to be heard, yet her voice carries. She does not force herself into spaces, yet she is welcomed wherever she goes. She is a woman of purpose, a woman of faith, a woman of strength. She is a woman who has been set apart. And because of that, she does not move like everyone else. She does not live like everyone else. She does not settle for what everyone else settles for. She is different, and she embraces it. There's a reason people are drawn to her. There's a reason she stands out. There's a reason she cannot be ignored. It is because she carries something divine. She carries the presence of God, and that is something no amount of money, status, or success can replicate. She is chosen, she is favored, she is covered, and she walks in that truth every single day. A woman chosen by God carries an unwavering faith that sets her apart. She does not rely on circumstances to determine her belief in God's plan. She stands firm even when life is uncertain, even when storms rage around her, and even when she cannot see the outcome. This faith is not just something she speaks about, it is embedded in how she lives, how she prays, and how she moves through life. Her trust in God is unshakable because she knows that He has never failed her and never will. This kind of faith does not come from an easy life. It is built through trials, through seasons of waiting, through moments of pain that would have broken someone else. She has faced doors that refused to open. She has encountered betrayals that could have hardened her heart, and she has walked through valleys where hope seemed distant. But even in those moments, she chose to believe. She chose to stand on the promises of God rather than the doubts of the world. A woman chosen by God does not allow fear to dictate her choices. She understands that fear is a tool the enemy uses to keep people from stepping into their calling. but she refuses to be controlled by it. She moves in faith even when the path is unclear. She does not wait for perfect conditions to take action. She steps forward, trusting that God will make a way. She understands that faith is not about seeing before believing. It is about believing even when she cannot see. Her faith is reflected in her prayers. She does not pray out of obligation, but out of relationship. Prayer is not something she does only when she needs something. It is a constant dialogue with God. She prays in the morning before she faces the world. She prays in moments of uncertainty. She prays when she is overwhelmed, and she prays when she is grateful. She knows that prayer is her power, her connection, her weapon against anything that tries to shake her. And because she is a woman of prayer, she has learned to trust in divine timing. She does not rush ahead of God, nor does she try to force things to happen on her own. She understands that delays are not denials. She knows that when God makes her wait, it is for a reason. He is preparing her, shaping her, strengthening her, so that when the blessing comes, she will be ready to receive it. She does not settle for shortcuts or temporary fixes. She waits for what is truly meant for her." End quote. This unwavering faith also shapes how she handles adversity. Life is not always easy and challenges will come, but a chosen woman does not crumble. She does not allow difficulties to define her. Instead, she rises above them. She knows that every hardship carries a lesson, every setback is a setup, and every test is meant to strengthen her. She does not waste time complaining about what went wrong. Instead, she looks for what God is teaching her through it. People look at her and wonder how she remains so strong. They see the challenges she has faced, yet she still smiles, she still loves, she still believes. It is because her faith is not in the world, it is in God. She knows that no weapon formed against her will prosper. She knows that even when the odds are against her, she serves a God who specializes in impossible situations. Her faith also affects how she treats others. She does not judge, she does not tear others down, and she does not envy. She celebrates others, knowing that someone else's blessing does not take away from her own. She encourages, uplifts, and speaks life because she understands that faith is not just about believing for herself, it is about inspiring others to believe as well. This kind of faith creates a presence that is undeniable. People are drawn to her not because of material success, but because of the peace and confidence she carries. She does not waver when life gets tough. She does not give up when things do not go her way. She does not compromise who she is just to fit in. She walks boldly, knowing that God is guiding her steps. Even in moments of solitude, she does not feel alone. She knows that God is always with her. She does not depend on people to fill a void because her heart is already full. She does not chase after validation because she already knows her worth. She does not beg for love because she is already deeply loved by the one who created her. Her faith allows her to see life differently. While others see obstacles, she sees opportunities. While others see endings, she sees new beginnings. While others fear failure, she sees lessons. She does not dwell on the past because she knows that God is doing something new. She does not waste time worrying about what she cannot control. She surrenders it all to God and focuses on what He has called her to do. This is what makes a chosen woman different. She does not rely on her own strength, but on God's strength. She does not let doubt consume her because she knows that faith is stronger. She does not seek approval from the world because she already has approval from God. A woman chosen by God does not need to prove herself. She does not need to force anything. She simply walks in faith, and everything she needs falls into place. Doors open that she never knocked on. Blessings find her that she never expected. People are drawn to her not because of what she has, but because of the light she carries. She is not afraid of the future because she knows who holds it. She does not dwell on past mistakes because she knows that grace covers her. She does not shrink herself to make others comfortable because she knows that she was created for a purpose. Her faith is her foundation, her power, her anchor. It is what keeps her going when things get hard. It is what lifts her when she feels weak. It is what reminds her that no matter what happens, God is in control. And that is why she will always rise, always shine, always overcome. Because she is chosen, she is covered, she is walking in faith, and nothing can take that away from her. A woman chosen by God carries a presence that is undeniable. It is not about external beauty or worldly achievements. It is something deeper, something that radiates from within. She carries herself with grace, wisdom, and strength, not because she seeks attention, but because she walks in alignment with her purpose. Her spirit is grounded in something greater than herself, and that makes her stand out without even trying. One of the most powerful signs that a woman is chosen by God is the way she impacts others. She does not just exist, she influences, she inspires, she transforms the atmosphere around her. Her words carry weight because they come from a place of wisdom. She does not engage in meaningless gossip, nor does she tear others down. Instead, she uplifts, she encourages, and she speaks life into people. She knows the power of her words, and she chooses them carefully, ensuring that they align with truth and love. Her presence is calming. People feel safe around her, not because she is perfect, but because she carries peace. She is not easily shaken by chaos, nor does she allow negativity to consume her. Even in the midst of storms, she remains steady. This is not because she has all the answers, but because she knows the one who does. She trusts God fully, and that trust allows her to move through life with a sense of confidence and stability that others admire. A woman chosen by God does not need to seek validation from the world. She knows her worth is not determined by social media likes, by status, or by other people's opinions. She does not need constant reassurance because she is already secure in who she is. She understands that she is not here to conform to worldly expectations. She is here to fulfill her divine assignment. This confidence is what makes her different. She is not swayed by trends. She does not chase after temporary success, and she does not compromise her values for approval. She is selective about who she allows into her inner circle. She does not surround herself with people who drain her energy or pull her away from her purpose. Instead, she seeks relationships that align with her faith, that challenge her to grow, and that support her journey. She knows that not everyone is meant to walk with her, and she is okay with that. She does not beg for acceptance because she understands that the right people will recognize her value without her having to prove it. Her kindness is not weakness. Some mistake her gentle spirit for vulnerability, but they fail to see the strength beneath it. She forgives, not because she is naive, but because she refuses to carry bitterness. She chooses to love, not because it is easy, but because she understands that love is a reflection of God's character. She moves with grace, not because she lacks power, but because she knows true power is in self-control. And yet she is not afraid to set boundaries. She understands that being chosen by God does not mean allowing others to take advantage of her kindness. She knows when to walk away from toxic situations. She knows when to say no. She knows that protecting her peace is part of her calling, and she does not allow guilt to keep her in places where she no longer belongs. Her presence alone shifts the atmosphere. When she walks into a room, there's something different about her. It is not arrogance, it is assurance. It is not about being better than others. It is about knowing who she is in God. People may not always understand it, but they feel it. They are drawn to her light, even if they cannot explain why. She does not waste time on things that do not serve her purpose. She is intentional with her energy, her time, and her focus. She does not chase after things that are not meant for her, nor does she dwell on what she cannot control. She moves forward with faith, knowing that God is aligning everything in His perfect timing. This presence she carries is a reflection of her relationship with God. She spends time in His presence, and it shows. She is not just a believer in name, she is a believer in action. She lives out her faith even when no one is watching. She prays not because she has to, but because she wants to. She seeks wisdom not because she is lacking, but because she knows that growth is a continuous journey. Her presence is powerful because it is not self-created, it is God-given. She does not rely on her own strength to sustain her. She relies on God's strength. She understands that without Him, she is nothing, but with Him, she is unstoppable. This is what makes her different. She is not moved by temporary distractions. She does not fall into comparison or envy. She celebrates others without feeling threatened because she knows that what God has for her is hers. She does not operate in scarcity. She operates in abundance. She does not live in fear. She lives in faith. This is why she attracts opportunities that others cannot see. Doors open for her that others never expected. People trust her because they sense her authenticity. She does not need to force connections. God aligns them for her. She does not need to manipulate situations. Things fall into place as they are meant to. A woman chosen by God walks in purpose. She does not chase after worldly definitions of success. She follows divine direction. She does not get caught up in temporary highs. She seeks lasting fulfillment. She does not settle for less than she deserves because she knows that God's plans are greater than anything she could imagine. Her presence is proof that God is real. People see her and realize that true peace is possible. They see her strength and understand that faith is powerful. They see her joy and recognize that it does not come from material things. It comes from something deeper. This is what makes her different. She does not conform to the world, she transforms it. She does not follow trends, she sets a higher standard. She does not seek attention, she commands respect. She does not need to prove her worth, she walks in it. And because of this, she will always rise. She will always shine. She will always be favored because she is chosen.